rehearsal.
So, so any roughness in here? I can't. It's getting away. There we go. All right. Oh yeah, I still can't read. It's okay. Can you read that one?
Yeah.
Okay. We tried to figure out another way. It's just too many.
The other version we had was real tiny. They did it in landscape and like.
Yeah, 2 pages.
So we're
online,
like,
and we're like, what notes are those? There's also like 5 notes at a time. All right, you will all recognize this one, right? You can pick what you
I couldn't figure out what line. Sorry, guys. I was like, what line am I on? I don't know. Okay, here we go. And. This is so hard to read. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
so there you go. Some Super Mario for y'all.
So this is really, I mean, it's kind of amazing actually. This is, if you listen even to 8-bit versions of this song, the complexity is really clear, and actually, I have to hand it to Robyn there, because she's playing this, like the part that I'm playing is the part everyone knows. It's really easy for me, like I don't have to pay attention to the rhythms as much because I know what it's supposed to sound like. And she's playing this syncopated rhythm that's really complicated actually. And there's like, I mean you can't, I could show you what the music looks like in PDF, but there's like multiple, it's like chords for each part, so we're having trouble reading even, like picking one note to play at a time on here. Just to make it simple, and so it's incredibly complex. This is Koji Kondo composing this. Do we want to try Underwater Theme?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll just play it a little bit slow. This one's really fun, actually.
So the Underwater Theme, I mean, there's, of course, a lot of the Mario themes are absolutely iconic. But this is really where video game music became an art form. So early on, 1985, that's pretty early on.
Nice and easy. Nailed one. So there you go.
So, but this is another one, a classic one. I actually saw a YouTube video one time that was like a whole analysis of water themes from video games. So someone actually has already done that. But of course, they start with this one because this is really the first water theme. But they go on then to talk about, you know, the Donkey Kong Country and Crash Bandicoot, and how even like you're above water and then you go into water and it gets muted a little bit, and it just feels like you're actually underwater. Some very clever things there, but definitely this kind of lilting, and it's an actual waltz, which is kind of brilliant actually. So One of the other things that I wanted to talk about in particular was the idea also of how music is integrated as part of gameplay. So some games are very like, okay, so like Rock Band and Guitar Hero, that's a whole other thing. But that's been really interesting too, because a lot of people actually did get interested in playing actual instruments. I know more than one person who went on and bought an electric guitar after they played that game, because, you know, it was one thing, it was like, oh, this is a thing, I can do the hand-eye coordination kind of thing, I can translate this into an actual instrument.
That legit happened to two of my guy friends, and we were a garage band.
Oh.
Not from Seattle, though.
Yeah. The earliest example that I'm aware of for that, because I'm not actually an expert, just because I'm a fan, is Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda, and actually then Twilight Princess was kind of a remake of that, but with a slightly different twist on that, because instead of playing an ocarina, you're a wolf and you howl. And so, oh, sorry, actually, no, I actually don't know which of those came first. This is a good one. Oh, no, there's more than two, because I'm looking at just my part. Oh, good. Yep, there's a whole thing. So you need some stand space. So this is one that I like to try to play. Often what I'll do with a lot of these songs is try to play them along with the recordings on, you know, just play it on YouTube or whatever I happen to already have, which is fun. And it's, again, it feels like a little bit, again, another kind of more active part of the experience here. I can play it almost up to tempo.
Okay, let's give it
For
a
the
try.
most part. I haven't warmed up on it, but so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so. You don't have a gong. Feel free to join in on the vocals if you want. Or the drum part.
Oh, sorry, I messed
That's
that
okay.
up.
That's okay.
Okay,
Let's start with
my
that.
bad. We only rehearsed this once. So, where,
Or here,
oh, okay, I see what you're doing.
yeah.
Okay, so 1, 2, sorry. No, sorry, I don't know where you are.
Oh, you did start there. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I thought you were. Oh,
Okay, I'll start here.
start there. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
1, 2, ready, play.
drop. Sorry about that. You tried.
It's good, all good.
So one of the things, one of my strong memories from college, I had a point where I shared an apartment with, it was 3 girls and 3 guys all together, and the guys used to play Halo together a lot, and I just remember when they were getting ready to, when they wanted to suggest it to the other person, instead of saying, hey, do you want to play Halo? One of them would go, oh, and they would just, like, the song was the thing for them, which shows you how important the music is for, you know, for video games. It's so critical to the, just the enjoyment of it. I mean, you can play a video game without sound, but why would you do that? It's really kind of a strange thing. I had some other discussion questions to talk about, but I wanted it to be kind of open, where you know, people can also talk about, you know, things, their favorite video game songs, or things that they didn't like, or things like that.
So I don't play any instruments, and I was just kind of wondering if, you know, other than having maybe a newfound appreciation of the complexity, if there's anything else that changes for you both when you start to play something that you've heard before. Does it change the experience of playing the game and listening to the music? Do you think about it or feel a different way about it once you've played it yourself?
I do, because, well, and also the thing, so usually I'll play the music that already resonates with me anyway. I seek it out and find it. The emotional part of it is stronger when you play it. Because I don't know if it just has to do with kind of the tactile part of it, but definitely the appreciating the complexity of it. Also, especially the part that I'm playing, I learn it more, and so when I hear it, it's there, right? It's always like when I really am keyed into that one part. So that, I mean, that could be a downside actually. Sometimes you don't want to listen to kind of the other parts. What's also kind of nice too is to appreciate some of the parts that I'm not playing. For example, there's a couple songs. French horn is an incredibly difficult instrument to play, and there are some video game songs. God of War is one. The theme from God of War is one. Baba Yaga is another. And the French horn part in there blows my mind because it's so beautifully done, so beautifully executed. And so I couldn't play French horn. I can play a lot of instruments. French horn is not one that I feel like I could play, and it just, like, it moves me so much more just knowing that I can't play it even. But definitely when I have the, when I'm playing along in particular, but even in the video game too, I'm definitely paying more attention to the music.
Confession, I'm not really a gamer, so most of these I don't actually know.
Yeah.
I've learned them with Ashley here, and we are, but I will say this, like, I know from previous experience, like when I play something that I didn't previously know, but then I learn it and then I hear it like on the radio or, you know, and this happens a lot for me with orchestral music. If I just, like, if somebody just randomly starts playing that song on the radio, like, I immediately start focusing on the song and remembering my part, and so it does have this sort of mental connection that I don't know that I would have otherwise, because because I know how to read it and I've seen what it looks like, and so, you know, I don't know exactly what my brain is doing, but it's super interesting. So that I would imagine, like, if I went over to Ashley's and they were playing games and I, you know, and we started playing some of these games with these songs in them, I'd be like, oh, that's that song, right? And so I probably would feel more connected to the game because of my experience playing the music.
And there's some, I guess no, that's more passive. I was gonna say, when I'm listening to it, when I'm doing work and stuff, sometimes a song will come on and I will stop doing work because
Yes.
I just want to listen to the song.
I actually can't listen to songs I know.
I can do it if it doesn't have lyrics, because it's enough, you know, it's usually in the background enough, it's not a problem. But I mentioned Time Scar. That's one that I would just stop what I'm doing and listen, because it moves me so much, and I just want to listen. I'm going to absorb it. I haven't had that trouble with video games. I haven't had to, like, just set down the video game and listen to the music. Partly, in part because, you know, it keeps playing until you're done. This is part of the idea. But I have also taken, you know, sometimes it's kind of a weird thing, but, like, when I was interviewing for my job here, on the plane, knowing that I was going to get picked up and my interview starts when I get off the plane, I was listening to the name, it's called Suicide Mission, from Mass Effect 2 specifically, And it's just so epic, and you've got to do, it's like do or die, you know, or whatever. And I just listened to it on repeat the whole time that I was, or not the whole time I was on the plane, but for the last like 30 minutes of the flight or whatever. Because it was just like trying to get myself ready, you know? And so it's kind of like sometimes it's a go-to kind of thing. It's like, okay, when I did a run on Sunday, I was listening to upbeat music that morning, usually from video games, because it is that kind of like, it's got to motivate you to save the world. It's got to motivate you to, you know, do whatever it is. There's urgency or whatever, and that it picks you up. And there's other soundtracks that I can't listen to. Chrono Cross is one, I love the one song from it, but it's a very otherwise kind of mellow and depressing album. I have a hard time listening to that while I'm working because it slows me down. So that's for other types of activities where I want to chill and relax, you know, or whatever. So I have like a video game music upbeat list that I listen to, and a video game music downbeat list that I listen to. So it's kind of more like, you know, for chill or whatever. So other comments from your experiences or interests, or okay. So again, it makes sense. It's a lullaby. It should be soft and soothing. Did any of you play the Ocarina of Time by any chance? Yeah. Hi back there.
Yeah.
Welcome. We went ahead and another kind of fun one. Not that you had to play this one as part of the game, but just because it's fun, is Sacred Grove from. Well, there's variations of it in various Zelda games. Which is kind of nice that they keep some of the themes from game to game, because then it's a little bit of familiarity, a little variation at times. So, you ready for this one? So does anybody know what's happening at this part of the game when it's in Twilight Princess? Well, what is the game? What does the music make you? What does it sound like? How does it feel? I guess I should say, in terms of kind of the emotional aspect of it.
I'm supposed to be a harp, by the way.
I'm supposed to be an ocarina and an oboe. So anyhow, but how does it? Like what kind of what's the mood of that particular piece there?
No, it feels kind of not particularly like kind of calm to me. Not like overly actiony, or it doesn't feel like it's ramping up or anything like that. I feel kind of curious. Like it makes me feel a little curious. Maybe
Curious,
it's just me.
something mysterious happening.
Yeah.
Other thoughts about what's happening, or how it feels right there? Because then I'll tell you what's happening there. That maybe makes sense a little bit. So it's not like super amped, but it's not really calm either, right? There's a little playfulness to it. So there's nothing urgent happening. You can tell it's not urgent. It's playful. Actually, what's happening here is that there's this forest creature that you're supposed to catch, in order to get, you're in this basically a labyrinth, and you have to catch this person, otherwise you have to keep doing the labyrinth over and over again. So this person is sneaky, and they're playing this little trumpet thing, and so they're kind of messing with you in this part here. So there's the mystery, the what in the world is going on. I just went through that passage, and I'm back here again. And where's that thing? Because you have to go the right way in order to find them, and you have to start over every time. So, but there's that kind of playfulness that's I think really clearly indicated in there. I think for time, maybe we can skip some of these.
Okay. What do you want to skip to?
Maybe we can take requests.
No guarantees that we're gonna have one.
Yeah.
You mentioned Final Fantasy VI. Do you have the world map music?
Oh, let me see. That's one we haven't worked up, but let me see what I have here, because Muse
She
Score.
does have a very large collection.
Cool.
Muse Score is the best thing. If you aren't already on that, you can get a bunch of free music, which is actually where almost all. Some of this I got from Kickstarting Video Games Live. Their last, they do Kickstarter for all of their new albums. They just did one this year. It was level 6. And we actually kickstarted at a level that I got sheet music with it, which was pretty great. Final Fantasy VI. No. Oh, well, I have Terra's theme, but it's, let's see here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why, because it's 6 flats. So that's why we're not playing now.
Okay.
Must be something about that, yeah. Probably what I will do in the future is change the key signature and try it again. Because the notes, like
Not in
rhythms,
6
are
flats.
not challenging, but 6 flats is excessive for a violin. Actually, for anything, I don't think that's fun on any instrument. But yeah, but this is a good one. If this is this one you meant, or because this is Terra's Resolve, really. It's not. But yeah, this is a good one. This is one my husband actually would just turn on the game and then walk away and just let it play. This is like before we had the soundtracks and stuff like that. He would literally turn on the PlayStation, open it up, and just let it play. Just he would listen to the game as his MP3 basically. So this is a good one. Actually, what I'll do is I'll do the it's a good one. Would you like to explain what's happening at this part of the game?
I don't remember. I mean, it comes out a couple of times, right?
Mm-hmm. Stupid.
Autocorrect.
That hasn't been. I've never had autocorrect before. I don't know why it's doing it now. Oh wait, it's a remix. So there's a. How would you describe what she is? She's a being that has. She looks human, but she has magic powers. She has basically been captured. She's got a thing on her head that makes her it's a slave woman, and they're using her to drive a mech, basically. So they're using her basically. So you rescue her, and she joins your party, and she's awesome. Yeah. It's epic. There's the, and it's Terra's Resolve, so it's also kind of, they use it again later in the game. That's how it opens, actually. It opens with this, and they use it later too, when she's making decisions, basically. So the kind of conviction, right? We're going to do this. But it's good. Also, this sounds like this is the Video Games Live version of it. So I don't know who this person is that posted this video, but that's the Video Games Live version of it. I've listened to it enough that I recognize it. So, by the way, those of you who don't know about Video Games Live, it's awesome. It's basically what they'll do is go to cities and hire the symphony there to perform the songs. So they'll learn, whatever songs they're doing that year. They'll show on a big screen, sometimes visual stuff from the game. It's interactive. The audience gets to participate in many ways. including at one point they'll have someone from the audience play a game on stage, and you're playing Space Invaders, and you've got a t-shirt on that has a marker, and you have to run back and forth across the stage to get the thing on the screen to move and push a button. So it's a lot of fun. But also what they end up doing is they produce a lot of the music. So they have recordings of it. I have, like I said, all 6 albums there. Of course, if you kickstart at one, you get all of the previous ones, so that's kind of nice, I guess. So I highly recommend that you look into that. There aren't any coming anytime soon, I guess, which is unfortunate, but it is a lot of fun, especially with the kind of interactive part. And sometimes what they'll do too, actually, I did want to talk about this a little bit too, is the kind of YouTube stars who cover video games. That's something that is also very interesting. So for example, what will happen with they have the Mario piano guy who is on YouTube playing Mario like ridiculously fast and very well on piano, like a medley basically. And so for a while he toured with them. They basically hired him to tour with them. There's another person who played Zelda songs on her flute, and she basically kind of dual recorded it. So it was like her and Navi playing, and she had this like wire thing with Navi on it. And she was playing, so she performed that live at shows and things like that as well. I think my favorite cover is Lindsey Sterling and Peter Hollins doing the Dragonborn theme. And then they actually kind of acted out, and it's funny because she's fighting with her violin bow, at one point. It's so funny. But that's another thing where people are basically learning the music, maybe learning it on a different instrument than what's kind of the typical, and then putting it on YouTube and sharing it, and actually in some cases getting famous in that way. Are y'all aware of any? Taylor Davis also does. She's done a lot of video game music as well on violin.
There's a lot of trap remixes of video
Oh,
game
that too, yeah.
songs
That
on
makes sense.
YouTube.
Yep.
They're fun to listen to.
Mhm.
Just trying to make sure we have plenty of time. Okay, trying to think of what else. Okay, so we have a few other things. I kind of want to try Halo.
Okay.